Alright guys, here we are in week 7. Week 7 we are doing a demonstration speech, and I'm going to demonstrate how to do a little bit of a special effect makeup. I have my beautiful wife with me. She's already pre-cleaned her face with a little toner and got that good to go. This Halloween, since we just left Halloween, this Halloween we had a costume contest, if you will, at work, and I wore just a real simple devil makeup. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there it is. And I had the horns on it. You probably can't make that out very well, but that's okay. And that's okay too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply these horns on my wife's head and going to lay them down and have hopefully a very realistic looking horn eruption off of her forehead there. So the first step, like I said, is to have a nice clean face so that everything is good to go there. I have a little bit of blood if we want to go there, and liquid latex is also something that I use quite frequently. This palette is the palette that I tend to go back to. It's the one that I'm always like. It has all of your dominant colors there: the browns, the red, yellow, black, blue, and the green. This stuff here is actually called scar putty, and you can get this at just about any time around Halloween, whatnot. There's always something going on that they have this kind of stuff here. It's real putty type substance, and this lovely stuff is called spirit gum. It's kind of like glue. Liquid latex kind of works the same. Liquid latex I use quite often when I'm doing cosplay. I go as a Skeletor, and I'll lay my facial prosthetic down with either spirit gum or liquid latex. You'll also need a little bit of a hair dryer, so that may be a little bit noisy, but you need that to speed up the process. Upon removal, you'll need this spirit gum remover, and a good shower always helps too. And we'll need a sponge. The sponge we'll use for the liquid latex. We don't need a lot of that. I'm just using that as more of a binder, a kind of an adhesive, and then we'll go back through and color a bit with the palette. I also tend to use a little bit of foundation. It's kind of weird. Sometimes when my wife runs low on like powder and whatnot, she'll get into my little makeup box and she'll get my little powder or whatnot. And I think you've even used my eyeshadow a time or two, which is, I guess that's weird to some sense that you got makeup, but it's a hobby that I have. So here we go. We're going to lay this down. First step we're going to do, like I said, you got a good clean face. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the spirit gum and lay a nice liberal amount of spirit gum right up here. It's essentially like we're going to paint that on our forehead here and get a nice good circle of that, so that one of these horns will kind of stick. Now what I do there is I put that on and I kind of blow dry it a little bit, that way it will adhere. There we go, we got one on, and it fell. So that's not good. Let's try this again. So we're going to go with the liquid spirit gum here, making little circles that way. Kind of is the outline of the horn itself. So much easier when you're not on camera. So there we go. We got the horn up there. All right, hold that for me right there, would you? All right. Alright, so we're going to put this horn back on here. Hopefully this time it will stay. The spirit gum really kind of acts a lot like a glue, so if you don't have it on real good, it will kind of fall off. If she moves her face a lot, that'll fall off. And she's doing it, she's moving. So, feel okay?
Yeah.
Alright, good deal. This is the liquid latex. I like going back over things with a little liquid latex because it will kind of give a secondary skin a little bit. I should have really shaken this before I opened it. Had this ready before, but here we go. Liquid latex, some people are sensitive to it because this form of it really kind of has a very ammonia-like smell, so it's kind of potent, but it kind of really makes things kind of stick even more, and it gives a little bit kind of a second skin. This is also the reason why I have foundation in my kit, because like I said, liquid latex in itself almost has a skin like that's not skin color. That's clearly just as white gets. So what we'll do is we'll put that on and we'll blow dry that. That really kind of gives us a secondary skin going on there, and I'll come back later and I'll put a little foundation in and around that. That way it matches her skin tone. Well, it'll match my skin tone because that's the color that I have. My wife has a very fairer complexion than I do. Mine is a little more of a darker skin tone. So now that we have that on there, let's get rid of this little bit right there. All right. How's that feel? Feels good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. This stuff right here is the scar putty. Now what I like to do with that, I like to take it out and then I'll pinch it. I'll pinch it and I'll make a little bit of like an eruption of the skin there, and I'll take that and I'll lay that down next to that and I'll kind of press that in. That way it appears that this actually erupted from her skin, and it's not just laid up there with just that putty. I'll pinch this and it gives it kind of a more natural, like if people actually had horns kind of a look. It'll look more natural. I don't like how it's separating up here at the top, so we're going to give that a little extra oomph. The scar putty. Scar putties are really good stuff. I don't mean to like jab you right in the eye with that. We're going to go around this horn so that it has the appearance of something that erupted from her skin and not just is glued onto her head randomly. We really want that to kind of blend in and look more like an eruption than it is a glued on piece. So like I said, what I do is I'll take the scar putty and I'll kind of pinch it and make it a little more finer around one side, and that'll be the side that we put next to the horn to kind of get rid of those gaps and really kind of make that blend in and look more like an erupted piece instead of a, and if it's jagged and kind of loose, that's fine. That's fine as far as the skin, the scar putty, because the scar putty is something that we want it to look like it. Like I said, it erupted from her skin, not just laid up there. You got to blend that scar putty back down like that, Okay, I can go back around this side. Everything feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'd say that also, this is probably the first time I've actually applied any kind of makeup to the wife here.
Yeah.
I've done this to my daughter once. I did a candy spill for her, but yeah, this would be the first time I've ever done it for you. I think we made teeth for you one time.
I got vampire teeth.
Vampire teeth. Yeah, we wore those to the dentist. That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And there's that. So again, this looks a little rough around the edges, the color wise, but we will go back and put a little bruising tones on there and make that look a lot better. So now we're gonna go back with the other horn on the other side. I mean, because we don't want to make her a uni demon, we want to make her a full-fledged demon here.
A unicorn.
A uni-horn. There we go. Yeah, make you a little horn on this side. So we're gonna go in with the spirit gum once again, and I'm really kind of just painting this on her head to give a nice area to apply that horn. And that horn is just a little plastic horn that you could pick up at any Halloween store or anything of that nature. You can probably even make that out of cardboard or whatever if you wanted to. But we're just going to put that horn on there, try to line it up and get it right on there. Alright, I'm going to hold that for me just a second. So now that we've got that on there, let me hit it with a little bit of this. This is the liquid latex. I'm just going to hit it with this around the edges. I don't like it when it drips, so we'll do that. Just dabbing that in around a little bit. You're holding it too hard. Just hold it at the tip like this. You don't, there you go. You don't have to hold it really. Okay, here we go. I got it. Okay. So we put that up there. It's about to fall. So back up here again, and here's with the heat. The heat really allows the liquid latex and your spirit gum to more or less cure a little faster, because we don't want to sit there all day long with that. We want to let that get on to where we got to get to the next step, because this part is not the part that's fun. How's that feel?
Good.
Alright. So we got that. We'll go back in with the putty. And we're just going to lay the putty again once around this horn to give it a little bit more of an erupted feel and not just a glued on look. The putty you can get just anywhere at any of the Halloween stores around that time. You can get it at spirit.com, spirithalloween.com. They offer it there. I think I have several people that I know that use different forms of this. I would love to know how to make it myself, because that would be awesome. That way I didn't have to spend a bunch of money for scar putty. As you can see, that's only 2 uses, guys, so it doesn't last very long if you're not extremely stingy with it, you know. You should want to be kind of. I had a teacher back in kindergarten, Miss Trudy. She said a little dab you do you, but I never really learned that. I dab it on pretty good. So for this little bit of a deal right here, we're going to go in and around, and there we go. So we've got that on. So now the look is we've got the horns in place. We've got the scar putty around to give the erupted effect, and we also have the color. We're gonna do a little bit of color. You know what? I didn't wet my. Good thing I'm in my kitchen, so I can get a little water there. That's good. All right. I like going in with a little bit of bruising in and around that. I mean, because let's be real. If you had horns pop out of your forehead, you're gonna have a little bit of bruising in there. So we're gonna go in with a little bruising. We got a little red, a little black. I'm gonna go in with that. A little red, a little black. Get it over here. And we're just dabbing that in just to kind of break up that natural skin tone and going in with something a little more bruising-ish. You know, anybody that had skin erupt and horns pop out, you're going to have a little bit of color going on. I also like to use a little bit of yellow when I do a bruising. You know, 'cause I don't know about you, but you know, bruises tend to have a little bit of yellow. Also blues. I'll put a little blue in this as well. Not a lot of blue. Not a lot of yellow. Mainly just the red. Red and black. Oh, like that. Oh, like that. And you know, folks, since this is actually a little bit to do with erupting out of the skin, what I'm going to go ahead and go in with is just a little bit of this blood. We're not going to use a lot. We're just going to kind of go around the edges because we don't want this to be a big messy mess. You know, because unless you're bleeding all the time, then it's not going to be quite that bad. You know, you may have a little breakthrough bleeding here and there, but we're just going to go around the cusp of that just a bit, just to kind of give it a little bit of an accent. A little bit of that. When I did this to myself, I actually used a little bit of Vaseline mixed with blood so that it would have a little bit of a pussy type feel to it. It would have a little more of a congealed look to it. All right, we got a little blood on there. All right. So, folks, what you see is I've made my wife into a demon. I hope you've enjoyed my little demonstration, and thank you for watching.